Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome back to DADYA'S Kitchen. I'm Austin Sutton, and I'm here today to bring you a dish to make your mouth water and bring that journey of taste to you. And it's macaroni and cheese. This is a dish that a lot of people have tried and have different recipes, and I'm pretty sure all of them are delicious. But this is one that I'm going to bring to you today. And like always at DADYA'S Kitchen, I'm going to put one secret recipe to put this on the map today. I have seen a lot of recipes, and I've looked at different ones, and I've read different ones and everything. But it's one thing that I'm going to do today to put this on the map today that's making it different from the rest of the macaroni and cheese. We're going to do that here today. So let me get started with this. And remember, the recipe will be down below. And if I miss something, look at that. Everything will be on there for you. So let's get started with this. First thing I want to show you. All right. What I have here is a half a stick of butter, salted butter. What I want to do, you want to do this slowly because you don't want to cook it fast. Butter will burn. So I got it on slow. And what I'm going to do is make my roux. And what I got is all-purpose flour. And this right here is 2 tablespoons of it. And I'm just going to sprinkle this in here just like this. Get my whisk. And I'm just going to, keep it stirring. Add this in here just like that. Now, and what else I have all-purpose seasoning. And this is one that I made up, and you can get any one of your choice. And it consists of onion powder or pepper, paprika, and whatever's in it that you want to do, choose. Go ahead. This right here is 1 tablespoonful, or of your choice. And I'm going to do a little teaspoon first. And you can add more flour to this to get your roux stuff. I'm going to let this cook and cook. Take about a minute or two to cook out the flour taste and get it going. So I'm going to let that cook for a second. While that's going on, I'm going to show what I have. I have 5 cheeses. All right. I have cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese. I have mozzarella. And I have 3 different types of cheese here. Monterey Jack, I have Gouda, and I have Havarti. So all 5 of these are gonna go in. What I have here is a half a stick of butter and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And I'm making my roux, and you want it just like this. And let it cook from 1 to 2 minutes. Okay? Now, while that's going on, what I want to do now, I'm going to take half and half and heavy cream. Okay, and what I have now, I got heavy cream. I'm going to do 1 cup of heavy cream. All right. 1 cup of heavy cream. And then you want to do 2 cups of half and half. Now, I got my roux like I want it. So you want to just add it to this flour and butter mixture. And this seasoning. You should get all of it together. Make sure you got this on slow because you don't want your milk to scorch or burn because it just ruined the whole thing. You will have to start all over again because there's no way of fixing that. And I'm not gonna do eggs this time. Most, you know, this is, some people like eggs in their macaroni and cheese, but this recipe, I'm not gonna have eggs in it this time. Okay. Now while that's going on, I got this on a low temperature to rise up, and I'm gonna stir this up. But now, bring to your attention on this end. What I have here, I'm gonna boil the noodles. And what I do, I have like maybe 2.5 quarts of boiling water. And what I'm going to do is do chicken broth. I'm going to add a whole container of chicken broth to give flavor. This is what we're looking for. To bring it up to a boil. So add that on in there and still watch this broth. This roux. Now, what I'm going to do, go ahead and add some salt to this. Maybe 2 teaspoons. Salt, just like that. Bring this up to a boil. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil again. And once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna add a box of elbow noodles. Now, let's go back to where the sauce. I'm bringing the fire up with some on this to get it going. But while I'm doing that, what I'm gonna add first, I'm gonna add 8 ounces of sharp cheddar, cheese, and then mozzarella, and the Gouda, the Havarti, and Monterey Jack. But a key secret, when you're making this macaroni and cheese, now when you get the cheese melted, and you don't want to add the cheese when this sauce is really hot. So what I want to do is get this up to par and get it boiling. And once it boils and get thick, I want to take it off this burner. And then I'm gonna add the cheese gradually to it and let it melt. Now, if I was to do, a lot of times people do that, go ahead and just throw the cheese onto this hot sauce. And what happens is it releases oil and it's become greasy. And that's that could happen if you do it that way. But we're gonna do it a little different way. Those little things that I'm telling you makes a difference on the macaroni and cheese. So I'm gonna come back to you in a few minutes, bring it to you. So let me get this stuff heated up just right, and then I can show you even more. All right, I got it where the sauce is thick. Let me show you. It's thickening up. How you can tell, use a spatula. Look how the sauce is doing now. See? It's thickening up. That's the key. When you do that, when you see that, then that's when you want to add your cheese gradually. But right now, I want to do one thing. I want to go ahead and add the rest of the seasoning in there, okay? And mix it on up. Make sure nothing scorches or stick to the bottom. You still aware of this heat on this milk and the starch. Now, this is optional. This is sugar. I'm not trying to make this sweet. With all these different cheeses that I have, the different flavors and the acid that this cheese has, and acidity of the cheeses and all, it'll make a difference. We may want to make a balance. So what I'm gonna do is sprinkle about maybe 1 teaspoon of sugar. Again, I'm not trying to make this sweet. I want a balance of taste. This is what we're looking for, taste, a balance. Okay? Then I want to add a little paprika. Okay? And then you just mix this up, because I want a little orange flavor in it too. It's not gonna be a flavor, but it'll give it a color like I want. And all right, now I'm gonna cut it off, cut this heat off. All right, and give it a minute where it's not boiling, and then start adding this cheese slowly. So I'm gonna get this about a minute. Now while that is going on, I'm gonna turn you back over here to these noodles. Now, those noodles should be ready. The broth is boiling and everything. So we're gonna go and give it a stir with this spoon, and I'm gonna add this box noodle. And go ahead and let it start doing it. Now back to this. This is off. I still wanna stir. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put 4 ounces, 8 ounces of cheddar cheese first, then 8 ounces of mozzarella. And like I said, everything is written down on the recipe. But I wanna just gradually add this to this. And it's not boiling, just a little at a time. Okay. And just let it do itself, melt slowly. Then I'm gonna do the mozzarella gradually. And it's thickening it up and it's melting. This is what you want to see. Man, it smells good. And I'm gonna go to the Gouda. A little bit of time. Let it melt. So I'm gonna do all of them, like I said, and Now I have the Monterey Jack. Okay. And just let it sit for like a couple seconds and stir it. Just keep it stirring. Havarti. And I have my cheese. It's important to keep your cheese at room temperature that I grated. It makes it so much easier with the melting. And I don't use the bags of shredded cheese because it doesn't melt as good as the block cheese. So I grated this ahead of time. So that's a key thing too. And look at this. That's what you want to see. Man. So I'm about to finish with adding all the cheeses that I want. I'm gonna keep some for the topping. And this is all on the cheeses here. Okay? Now, while this is going on, let it go ahead and melt. And continue to melt. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. What I'm gonna show you today. Now this is an option that you don't have to do. The way I got everything set up today, you're gonna have a really good mac and cheese. But I'm gonna show you one of the things that I always bring to this kitchen. It's a secret. What I have here is a blender, 1 onion, and 1 cup of water. What I want to do, just put this in the blender. Okay? Blend this up, liquefy this, puree it. Just like this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and puree this and get it right, and then I'm gonna show you what the next step is on this. This is a secret weapon for this macaroni and cheese, I'm telling you. All right, I'm back. I wanna show you what I got. I went ahead and took the noodles off because I only cook it for 7 minutes because you want an al dente on your noodles. It's hot. But they're halfway done, they're not completely done. That's how you want it because it's gonna continue to cook for at least 30 more minutes. So, but now the secret ingredient, here we go. DADYA. What you got here, the onion that I pureed and got ready, I use a filter and I strain this out. You see this juice that's coming out of it? That's what you want. Okay. So what I got this juice here, you don't need much, but maybe a half a cup. What you want to do, while these noodles are warm, you want to pour this on this. Just like this. It's going to give them a flavor. It's not going to be overwhelming with your macaroni and cheese, but it's going to give you that DADYA taste, okay? Half a cup. You don't want to do no more than half a cup on this. This is strong. All right. Now, what I want to do is pour in the cheese sauce. And I'm gonna get a wood spoon and stir all this together, just like this. Man, this is looking really good. And the smell, oh my goodness. Okay. So you're gonna get it stirred up pretty good to get all through the noodles. Now, what I wanna do, I wanna put this into this butter pan, pie rack dish I have. So put your macaroni and cheese, pour it into this pan. Half, I'm gonna do, that's perfect. Put it in just like this. Then I'm gonna sprinkle some cheese on the top of it, just like this in layers. Then I wanna go ahead and put the rest on top of it. And looking good. Ooh, it smells. Then I'm gonna add more cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and put more cheese on this, and I'm gonna get back with you in a few minutes and show you how everything's gonna look before I put it in the oven. Let me show you the final thing. Bam! All right. Now, let me show you the final result. Now, this thing got the house smelling so good. Bam! Look at this macaroni and cheese just come out the stove, crisp top. Now, the final thing is, let's go ahead. It smells so good. Let me go into it. Listen to it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Daya! Look at this. Look at this. The golden crust. Look at that. It's got the cheese all the way through. I got to taste this. Let me tell you something. I might not be a cameraman, but this DADYA'S kitchen got it going on. This mac and cheese right here is delicious. You have to try this. I've made some macaroni and cheese before, but this right here, this gonna make you smile, your family smile, and put your name on a map about cooking some mac and cheese around your neighborhood. There you go. 5 cheese macaroni and cheese from DADYA'S kitchen to you. You have to try this. It's really good, and I want to hear the results of this right here. You can't go wrong. If you can't eat onions, some people are allergic to onions and stuff, leave the onion out. It's still gonna kick it with what I just showed you. If even with the onion not even in it, it's still gonna be delicious. This is a game changer. Have an open mind. I know the way you cook your macaroni and cheese is the bomb, and it's delicious. But try this right here. This right here is delicious. I brought it again to you again today in DADYA'S kitchen. Like always, I told you I would. I need for you to subscribe. I'm giving you secrets to these recipes that people probably wouldn't even give it to you. From me to you, try this. You can't go wrong. And like I always told you, be kind to someone because it makes them happy. It makes yourself happy, and it makes the world a better place. And you can't go wrong. And I like to say a hello to my family in Dominican, La Vega, hola. And so just want to do a shout out to them and thank you for all that you've been sending and the support and stuff. Keep it coming. Let's get that subscribe button going, and you have a good one. Peace.